Hello Holland Elementary School community. Today is July 19th. We're about a month removed from the last video we shot to show renovation project. We're in the front of the school where the outdoor classroom used to be, and we're going to pan here so you can see this, and we'll walk in through the doors leading to the K hallway. Again, we're going to take you around the building inside and outside to show you the progress that's being made with the renovation project. From this vantage point, we're inside the school. We're in what used to be the kindergarten room, and we're going to pan around and look right into what used to be the art room. You can see that it's a wide open space. There are no walls between the two rooms at this point. We're walking down the K hallway towards Mrs. Litz's room and the doors exiting the building to the parking lot. You can see that big pile in front of us. That's actually the asphalt from the parking lot. They're going to crush that and reuse that on this project when they put the new parking lot in. Now we're in the hallway which has the cafeteria. On our left is the partition that was built previously, and we're going to look out onto what used to be the old bus loop, and we'll be able to see where the gymnasium's going up. There hasn't been much progress on the gym since our last video clip that's recognizable, though there's been a lot of work done below the surface of the ground. Continuing down the cafeteria hallway, we'll first take a look into the gym office, the phys ed office, here on the right. And this phys ed office used to have walls that separated the phys ed office, a custodial closet, and the boy and girls bathroom that students used primarily when they were coming out of the cafeteria. You can see how this has all been opened up. Still continuing down the cafeteria hallway, where we have plastic over the openings, that's where the doors used to be for closets or the lavatories. On our left is the main office, and on the right there used to be pictures and a quilt hanging on the wall. This has been opened up, and a hole has been put in the wall through the brick. This is going to be a new conference room. This used to be part of the boiler room. Off to the left, you can see that it's framed out. That's going to be a data closet where our switches are going to be stored for all of our computer and phone systems. Again, coming up this hallway to the main office. Across the hall from the main office, you remember when you left school, we had partitions up. Those partitions now have been removed that were covering up the library and the library computer lab. This area has been opened up, and this, where this big opening is, and you can see the purple drywall, this leads us into the faculty room and the faculty bathrooms. So we'll go in and take a look at that. This is the faculty room, or what's going to be the faculty room, and the plywood and the studding on the opening in front of you, that's where the windows used to be for the library. Miss Savvy used to have her reading nook right over there, and in fact, new windows are going to be put in there going out into the courtyard. This is the entrance into our boiler room, what used to be the boiler room. Again, right ahead, straight ahead is the data closet. That's where all of the stuff will be stored. And down here is where the boilers will be housed. And you can see all the work down here. When we pan up, you'll get to see the brackets that are going to hold the piping. And off to my left, behind the yellow ladders, that's where there used to be a concrete slab with the incinerator on it. There are all new switches for our electrical system. Walking down the main hallway, again, the partition was up when you went into the school year. Off to the right here, we'll peek in here. This is going to be a room. And again, when we pan up, you can see the work that's being done. That's more than cosmetic. As we continue down the hallway, looking out the doors by the health office and the faculty bathrooms, we're going to make a right-hand turn and look in towards what used to be the custodial closet in the library workroom. On the last video clip we did in June, this area, there was no concrete in here, and they were digging to put new pipe in the ground. This classroom, you're getting to see it starting to come together. This is Mrs. Burdett's classroom. And as you pan up and look at the ceiling, you can see the piping, the ductwork, the wiring, and the cages that are going to hold the cable for all of our technology needs. This is Mrs. Mangachi's classroom. And again, you can see the work being done in here. Off to the right, where we used to have the louvered windows and the louvered glass and the glass panes, that's all been taken out, and it's being enclosed with the sheetrock. On the floor, in all of the rooms on the floor, you can see that the workers had to cut out concrete to run drain lines, and they're preparing to pour the concrete. I think they're pouring that tomorrow. We're looking down the B hallway, and if you look up towards the ceiling, you can see everything that's being installed in terms of electric and piping and the cables for the technology. And on the left and the right, you can see how the old windows, the louvered windows, have been removed and are being framed out to hold and encase the ductwork. Off to the left, this is Mrs. Carraccio's room. Very similar to what we've seen in the other rooms. And as we pan around, we'll show you where the classroom lavatory used to be. There's where the classroom lavatory used to be. In fact, that was a connecting bathroom between Mrs. Carraccio and Mrs. Post's room. Straight across the hallway, we have Mrs. Kaminsky's room. And we're going to walk into there and take a look at Mrs. Kaminsky's room. This was Mrs. Gittleman's room last year. And again, it's very similar in terms of progress to what many of the other rooms that we've seen. Here's a glimpse of Mrs. McPhee's room and the progress that's been made in here. You can see the drywall in front of me. They have a lot to put up yet, but they're working hard and working quickly on the project. Across the hall from Mrs. McPhee, we have Mrs. Tracy's room. And again, the story's about the same in terms of progress, but we're moving right along. As we go down this hallway and head toward the D hallway and Mrs. Goldberg's room, we're going to turn left and go out the double doors, which typically would take us to the recess yard. You're going to see an addition that's been built, a new classroom. This is the new classroom that's been built on to the Hope Road side of the D hallway. You can see the roof. They have the roof up, they have the steel up, and it's being framed out now as we film this. We're currently in the courtyard looking toward the school, and you can see the facing that they're working on chipping away any loose concrete, and they're fixing that concrete before they cover it. And then off to the right, we'll be looking into what we used to call our library. And you can see that they've put block up and they're putting bricks up after they have the block installed. Off to the right, you can see one that's almost ready to install a window. Each one of the sheets of plywood, the approximately 4x4 sheet of plywood, that's a vent for a unit ventilator in each one of the classrooms. We're in the D hallway. Our back is facing the modular classrooms. Looking down the hallway, you get a good example of some of the transformers that are being installed for the power for the school.
high-tech machine you see in front of her is actually a crusher. So what they've done is they've demolished all the existing blacktop asphalt parking lots. And what they're going to do is they're going to put it through that machine and it's going to crush it into a product that's around half to 3/4 of an inch. And then we're going to recycle it as crushed stone underneath the new parking lot. So we're actually recycling a number of products within the building, and this is one example of it.
Right now we're standing on the boardwalk to the modular classrooms. You can see the machinery that Warren was just talking about. Up on the roof, work's getting done. If you look real closely, if we can zoom in enough, there are lightning rods that have been installed all the way across and around the building. They're the long nail-looking sharp things that have been affixed to the roof.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, like on the plumbing drawing, it shows them
Coming in from the modulars, we're walking down the C hallway towards Mr. Rooney and Mrs. Prezillo's room. And off to the right up here, you'll get another opportunity to look at what used to be a lavatory, the science closet, and a custodial closet right next to the C hallway computer lab. And you can see piping is getting installed as we speak. In the receiving room, and the switches on the back wall that you're looking at right now, they're going to be removed. They're antiquated, and the switches we showed you earlier in the boiler room, they're going to be the ones that operate the building. If you look to your left, you can see that the men have a hole cut into the slab, and they're working right in this area where the garage door is in the receiving room. You can see them bringing the pipe in from outside. As before, please remember that this is a construction site. It's unsafe. Refrain from coming onto the property or near the building. There are fences up for the public safety. Again, we cannot stress enough to make sure that you stay away from the property and the construction project. We will continue to do periodic updates to inform the community. Thank you.